fabulous. I'm going with the wind fabulous. Now twirl, 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 twirl. Going with the wind fabulous. I'm going with the wind fabulous. I'm going with the wind fabulous. Now twirl, twirl, twirl.
I'm going with the wind fabulous. Now twirl, 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 twirl. You say I'm broke, I say I'm fabulous. You say I'm single, I say I'm fabulous. You say I'm done, I say I'm fabulous. You say I'm ugly, I say I'm fabulous. I'm going with the wind 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 fabulous. You don't want to take me, I'm fabulous. You want to shame me, I'm fabulous. You're going to diss me, I'm fabulous. You're going to miss me, I'm fabulous. I'm going with the wind fabulous. I'm going with...
Hey, that was a clip of Kenya Moore in her brand new video that just came out, Gone with the Wind Fabulous, where she's parodying the Real Housewives of Atlanta, her rivalries with people like Walter, Porsha, and Phaedra. I'm going to show you the whole video at the end of this review because it's like 5 minutes long. She has like a 2-minute skit at the beginning, and with Shangela from RuPaul's Drag Race, and it's just long. The song is really only like 2.5 minutes long. It's a little less than 3 minutes, so she really stretched it out for this video. But like I said, I'm kicking it off with my review of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Strip is a Trip, Season 5, Episode 17. Okay, this episode was better than last week. Last week I didn't really like it all. It was kind of boring to me. It was an okay episode, but it didn't really give me a whole lot. This episode did have me laughing out loud at least 2 or 3 times. The girls weren't as outrageous as they could have been in Vegas, but good enough. It started with, also I want to say that normally I go to like websites like Straight from the A to get my Real Housewives of Atlanta photo gallery clips. I used to show video like in the first episode you may have watched me in doing reviews, but due to copyright infringement I don't want any holdups or YouTube to like take my shit down. So now I use pictures. So I appreciate Straight from the A throwing those pictures up real quick online because they do their reviews like I do, like next day. But they only had like 1 picture this week. So and Bravo TV has their pictures on fucking lockdown. So it's just part of like a web program. And yes, I do know how to go in and inside the web page and pull music and pictures from it, but the way they have it set is just too much of a pain in the butt. So I do appreciate sites like Straight from the A doing whatever they do to be able to pull a gallery from the website. And Google Images, it takes longer because the images will be there if I wait a couple of days, but I don't think you want to wait too long to see my reviews. So here we go. I pulled as many pictures as I could for this video review, but here we go. As we get into the episode, it starts off with Kenya and Cynthia talking about Walter and Phaedra's fakeness. I think you probably know how I feel about Kenya and Walter by now. With the revelation that the relationship was fake, that she pretty much just asked him to pretend to be her boyfriend. It makes all these scenes where she's so heartbroken and her emotions are so shattered. It's just hard to watch because you know it's fake. So it takes you out of the reality of the reality television show. When I personally know that most reality is scripted, so it's not really reality TV. But that kind of takes away from this season because all this is bullshit. But they talked about them, and they talked about Phaedra being fake. But the way I see it is, what do you want? Do you want Phaedra to be fake and compliment you on your dress and your hair? Or do every time she sees you, do you want her to tell you what she really thinks about you And so every scene you're in, you're fighting. You know, you need a break sometime. You know, Phaedra is doing what she got to do to just get along with you bitches for the show, which I can appreciate. But you know, love a good cat fight. But you know, at least Phaedra's trying to get along. Kenya is trying to get along, but you know, she's not. She's not. I think she's trying to repair her image a little bit slightly because she was so out of control last few episodes before the whole cancer scare. Now, Nene does something that I don't think is too cool, but I can see where the producers may have thought this may have created some drama, intention trapping the girls on a bus for a 5-hour trip to Las Vegas while Nene flew first class, you know, on a plane because she had work to do. As a producer, I know that when you have actors, you have work to do. You don't really try to plan anything around a day that you're shooting. Even though it was Vegas, they're doing their stuff at night. You know, it's just I just find that a little suspect. But on the bus, I think they wanted drama. I think they didn't really get the drama they were looking for. And the playing nice, they try to do imitations of each other. Phaedra and Cynthia want to go to the Crazy Horse, and Porsha doesn't want to go. I kind of skipped over. They're doing imitation of each other, but it's not, you know, mean imitations. So it's not anything that's funny or outrageous. Phaedra and Cynthia want to go to Crazy Horse Strip Club, and Porsha doesn't want to go. And they get to Candy talking about, I'm guessing she's talking about Todd. Maybe I missed if she mentioned it was Todd. How he was eating her pussy, and she had to fart because, you know, as she's about to come, her body tenses up, and while he was eating her pussy, he was trying to get up when she was farting, and so she locked his head in and made him keep eating the pussy while she was farting and coming. I don't think that story came out as funny as it was supposed to come out, or maybe it's because I'm a guy. I don't know. I didn't find it funny. Candy finally talking some sense. When the trip is supposed to be 5 hours. Now you're on a bus for 5 hours with girls you pretty much don't like, and I mean it's a bus. You know, 5 hours on a bus. I don't want to be on a bus for an hour, much less 5 hours. And with traffic, it actually takes them 8 hours to get to that destination. That's a whole work day. You know, so Nene is shown. She didn't call her plane. She's at the casino hotel. And she's like, oh, I'm always waiting for them no matter what. Bitch, you put them on the bus. You know, what you expect? Anything can happen. Of course you're going to get there when you're flying first class. And yes, you did work that day. I'm sure she did work that day. But that was okay. Like, the drama was building up slowly. The girls, while still on the bus, started talking about Phaedra, the Southern Belle with all these little eccentricities. Started talking about, you know, that Porsha was eating pickles and ice cream, which gets all the girls talking about how she might be pregnant. And Phaedra recommends she, like, pees on a rabbit. And if the rabbit dies, she's pregnant. I went online. There's a whole thing with this whole peeing on a rabbit thing. And Kenya was like, oh, why you want to kill a rabbit? So Kenya, you can see, she was ready to start a fight, but the girls kind of diffused her like, well, you know it was a joke. So she couldn't really go in on Phaedra. But Kenya was looking for an opportunity. Now, when they finally get to the hotel, the girls finally make it there. Cynthia looks larger than life. She looks like, she said she was going for a drag queen look. She had these high heels on, which made her look taller than everybody, and this huge afro, which actually looked pretty good. So I think all the girls look good, but Cynthia looked the best. Porsha doesn't want to go to the strip club, so the girls catch an attitude and say that, well, Cordell is controlling. And Porsha's like, well, strip clubs make me sad that the girls have to do that. Now, you go online, and they talk about Porsha was a butt model, and she was in the music videos where they were calling her a hoe and all kind of shit. And, you know, she was doing what the fuck she had to do, just like Nene had to do what she had to do when she was stripping. So, she did what she had to do. She got a millionaire husband and called it a day. But, you know, she didn't want to go to the strip club. She ain't trying to rock the boat. And it made all the girls mad. So we finally get to the strip club. And you got Phaedra telling the stripper, oh, how nice her skin is. And all that kind of stuff. And, oh, you shave really well. And I don't know. I mean, is that what girls do? You know, go to a strip club and compliment them on their pussies. I mean, okay, now, hey, girl, nice pussy. What did you shave that into a heart? I mean, what was that about? Nene, and this is pretty much for me where the show got good. The last half hour, they're still at the strip club, and Nene was talking about how she met Greg. And how she told him that she was in a strip club. He didn't know she was a stripper. So she invited him to the club. And then she came down. And she started dancing. And he thought it was a joke. But she was like, no, this is my real job. So she let him know she's not leaving the strip club. Bills got to be paid. Kids got to go to school. And she left the strip club when he gave her that ring. So she got the ring. She got the man. I had thought I heard a story where Greg had met Nene at the strip club first. But I guess that was just internet bullshit. Blogging bullshit. But I'm assuming Nene's telling the real story because it was actually a really good story. Watch the show. Let Nene tell it. She tells it better. Or just go on YouTube. I'm sure somebody's put that little segment up online. I think you can even go to like Straight from the A or one of those sites where they pull that maybe is Bossip. Where they show that little clip. Yeah, it's Bossip. BOSSIP.com, where they show the clip of Nene just telling that story. It's also on BravoTV.com. See, this is what happens when you go look around the pictures. You start seeing all the shit. So BravoTV.com also has a segment. It's a 5-minute story I just told in like 20 seconds. And then Cordell wants a traditional wife. And they started, this is what I'm really interested in, because when I get into relationships, one of the things I have to do is I have to evaluate relationships. If I am dating you and your friends are toxic, they gotta go. If I'm dating you and your friends are toxic to our relationship, they gotta go. I don't care if you've been knowing them for 20 years. Bitches gotta go. You know, if your ex-boyfriend is your best friend in the universe, you know, and no, y'all used to be fucking. No, I cannot deal with that. You know, take it how you will, but that is no longer an option for you to have. You know, that man will no longer be in your life. I don't care how long you've known him, how long y'all been friends. You know, he's got to go. So I have certain rules going into a relationship. Call it controlling, but there's a method to the madness. And I'm not going to tell the story. Maybe I'll tell one day of why I believe, you know, certain friends and family members need to be exited stage left when I'm in a relationship because of the negativity they can bring. But that's like a 10-15 minute conversation for me to go through all the stories. But just know that that's why this episode really appealed to me, because the girls decided to have an intervention. And they're going to let Porsha know that her millionaire husband, who pretty much is giving her this extravagant lifestyle and got her out the the music videos, being a video hoe, and being a butt model, you know, he's no good for you, bitch. He's too controlling, and you need to let him know what's up. You know, they're trying to destroy her marriage because they are very, very jealous, which I will get into next. So, so the girls are just having a field day, like, you know, Cordell is not the king, you know, in his castle. He's not the king of your household. This is the kind of shit they're telling Porsha. You know, Porsha is young and she's navigating her way through this, you know, marriage stuff, and she's growing and she's learning, and yeah, she's, you know, finding her within the relationship, but just seeing the things that he's done in prior episodes where he wanted her to stand up for herself against, like, Kenya and stuff like that. You know, he's also trying to teach her how to be a woman, but he also was trying to say, look, you need to take care of this household, run it right, and this bitch ain't trying to get a job, this bitch ain't trying to be Miss Independent. You know, you can't be independent in a relationship. What's the point? See, I'm about to go there with my conversation of why you can't be independent in a relationship, which is why Beyonce and all these bitches with this music by independent woman bullshit, you know, got y'all thinking wrong that, you know, you can be an independent woman and still be in a relationship with this man. And I'm going to talk straight to the black women right now. That's why these white women are taking your men, because they ain't trying to be Miss Independent. They trying to be Mrs. such and such. They ain't trying to be Miss Independent. They're trying to be the wife. You know, they ain't trying to be the baby mama. You know, they trying to be the wife. You know, the one that he can come to, talk to, you know, fuck, get his dick sucked, whatever. She's trying to be there for him, his rock. You know, that Bonnie and Clyde shit y'all talk about, you know, that's the difference. Whereas you get all this right here versus all this right here. And there was another really funny video that a guy put up on YouTube. I might share that with you too, because it's only 2 minutes. But the point is made perfectly in that video.
The reason why white women are taking all the good black men is because white women do things with their mouth that a black woman just won't swallow her pride long enough to do. White women say okay. Case in point, black girl, I'm finna go to the gym.
Ain't nobody stupid. I know who at the gym just want to look at some hoes. Nah, you ain't going to no damn gym. You all right?
White girl.
Okay.
Black girl, I'm showing up thirsty. Can you give me something to drink?
Is there something the matter with you?
White girl.
Okay.
White girl, I like your hair.
Okay.
Black girl, I like your hair.
I had the same damn hair last week, and you didn't say shit about it then. Your ass must want something.
I'm finna wash my car. You want me to wash yours?
What you need your car washed for? You trying to impress somebody? Nah. Keep that shit dirty.
White girl?
Okay.
White girl, I'm finna grab a beer. You want one?
Okay.
Black girl, you want one?
You can't sit and have a conversation with me without drinking? Get you some water.
I'm finna go to work.
Okay.
I'm finna go buy that Drake CD.
Okay. You don't need that shit. Drake ain't nothing but a nigga trying to influence another nigga to start cheap.
Black girl, can you stop yelling at me?
Ain't nobody even yelling yet. I'm just talking to your ass because you act. Let me calm down.
I think you're pretty.
Okay. What do that mean? I wasn't cute yesterday. Is it payday?
I love you.
Okay. Nigga, fuck you.
Okay, here we go. I want some head.
Hell no! What type of hoe-ass bitch do you think I am? I don't do head. You ain't giving no head, you ain't getting no damn head. Get you some other bitch. Hell no! I don't do that. No. It ain't even your birthday. Some head. Should've cut that shit off and make you suck your own damn.
Yeah, I'm finna go out with my boys.
What the hell do you need to go out for? You can keep your ass right here.
We need some space.
We don't need no damn space.
We need to spend more time together.
We together every damn day. What else do you want? You want to come to my job? You want me to come to yours?
Can I have my credit cards back?
Hell nah. I'll buy you something with it. Some gum or some shit.
I'm finna go buy some Jordans.
What do you need Jordans for? To go to the gym? Where you finna wash your car and meet some bitch? Take your ass to Payless like everybody else around here and get you some shoes to wear. You're not getting no damn Jordans.
I just bought you some Jordans.
That's what's up.
Maybe you should stop cheating on me.
Why would I be doing that?
Can you stop burning me with cigarettes?
When you stop fucking up.
I want to see other people.
What? You finna leave me for some white woman? I don't think so. I will it. I wish you would. You probably already doing that shit any damn way. Well, no, I ain't having it. I'm gonna cut her ass up and you too. Y'all gonna be some dead bodies together. You wanna see other people. You ain't gonna be able to see shit with a stabbed eye and a cut ass throat.
So, Porsha is getting her makeup done, and this is what I'll talk about the green-eyed monster rearing its ugly head on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Cynthia walks in surprised. Oh, you're getting your makeup done. Well, I just did mine and threw a wig on. That's when women are showing that they're jealous. You know, yes. I mean, Porsha, a lot of times she seems out of place on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she's the only one who's a true rich bitch. She's the only one that's not out hustling and trying to make men's eat and trying to make sure that she can survive without her man and do her own thing. And Portia's the one lounging. You see her. They show her mansion. You know, her and Cordell lounging in the pool. They're on their basketball court. You know, she's giving grand parties. You know, she's doing it up. She's just being a housewife. She's running her staff on the phone when, you know, Cynthia's trying to get her to do her a favor. She's still taking care of business, calling the staff just got there, making sure they know what to do in the house. She's making sure that her man is fed when he gets home after bringing them millions of dollars into the home so that she can just go shopping. Portia's the only one on the show that walks into a store and just points like, I want that, and I want that, and I want that. And I think she was with Candy, and Candy was like, oh, I need to know prices. And Porsha like, oh, I don't look at prices. I just, if I want it, I get it. Porsha is the rich bitch on the show. I mean, a lot of people are sleeping on Porsha because she's a little ditzy, but she's not so ditzy that she don't know which side her bread is buttered on. And these bitter bitches over here that are divorced, don't have a man, praying for an engagement, you know, are all looking at her like, you dumb bitch. And she's looking at them like, I'm the only one that's kind of happy over here. Now, yes, I did see the trailer for next week, and her and Cordell get into it. But she's not... the drama, once again, didn't happen because of what she wanted to do. It's coming from these bitches bringing drama into her household, causing disruptions in her marriage. So, that I found really interesting. And then I think everybody's going to jump on this comment that Phaedra made when she said, everybody can't be a lawyer and everybody can't be a doctor. What makes the world go round is we all need a few dummies. Of course, referring to Porsha. So, you know, I really like this episode in regards to this subject because I've had to go through this over the last couple of decades as I'm dating and navigating, and have been creating my rules to what I will and won't do in a relationship, and what I do and don't expect in a relationship. You know, I found my rules to live by and stick by. And Porsha, you know, we're good. We're on the same page. Now, it was funny seeing Nene turn her nose up at Candy sending, Todd a shot of a ring she liked in the store. Nene turned her nose up because the ring was $7,500. Okay, so the ring wasn't $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, whatever may have made Nene happy. But Greg didn't he file for bankruptcy? And before this show, weren't y'all just kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel and trying to just getting shit together? And weren't you on a poll? You know, when you were on a poll, didn't, you know, you wish you had a $700 ring? Green-eyed monster. You know, aren't you divorced for whatever reason? And this is why I say the girls have the green-eyed monster. Because Candy does say, you know, she wants to have the family and the marriage. She wants that traditional lifestyle. You know, all these women are talking about being independent and what Portia's doing wrong, while at the same time, they all want to be Cinderella. You know, they all want that Prince Charming to come in and save them and be, you know, what did Kim have? Mr. Big or whatever his name was. They all want that, you know, and when they don't have it, they get bitter and they start trying to fuck up other people's shit. Let me see. So, Candy wants to have a traditional marriage, which means that if Todd decides he wants to be the king of the castle, and from what I understand, he has his own money too, so it's not all about her money, you know, I'm sure she's going to go with the program as long as he don't do something real crazy. And, you know, Phaedra goes out of her way to be traditional to the point where all these Southern traditions she tries to participate in, to the point where she looks crazy and ridiculous. You know, Nene's re-engaged to Greg, you know, because for whatever reason, she got divorced. She knows that, you know, she still wants her husband, you know, her family together. You know, she still wants that. And it's just that now she's in a different money position. When Greg had the money and she didn't, I'm sure she was a little bit calmer. You know, Nene seemed to go out of control when Greg started having financial problems and she had to start making the money. Her attitude changed. That's what I saw in the older seasons. So, and you know, of course, Kenya can't get a man. Cynthia and Peter's relationship is kind of weird because he took her money, he blew it, and so now she seems really bitter, but they're working it out. But I don't think Peter's in any position to be the king of the castle, but because there have been times where Cynthia, definitely the bitch came out. You know, all New York drag queens and people she'd been hanging with, you know, gave her a little attitude, puff out her chest. But at the same time, there's been times where Peter looked like he's about to beat the shit out of her and she backed down. So, getting back to the show. The little break was Cynthia riding the bull. It was horrible. I wish they had thrown somebody else on there. Because I don't know what she was wearing, but she went from looking like the best girl on the show to the worst girl on the show. And, then they had ended it with the bedroom candy party. So that's, you know, Candy's latest plug of her new venture, where I guess she'll get women to do toy parties, which they already do, but now it'll be with her toys. And they talked about the Kegel balls and things like that. And, you know, it got down to the sexiest strawberry eating contest, I guess I would say. And Cynthia did pulsating, you know, strawberry eating. And Porsha not wanting to, once again, put herself out there and get herself in trouble with Cordell. You know, she chickens out and she just bites the strawberry. So, I don't know, but when she does, you know, because if you're a guy and you've had head from, let's just say numerous people, I don't want to put a number out there, eventually, especially in the early years, you're going to get bit. So I know what it's like to have teeth running down my dick. And it's not fun and makes you want to punch a bitch in the face. Which, you know, you just like, oh, alright, stop. You know, no, you just don't want, you don't want head no more. You know, and then I know girls who have said they do that shit on purpose because that, you know, if they do it fucked up enough, then he won't ask no more. What you don't realize is he is going to go to that hole in the corner or your best friend and let her suck his dick. So, Phaedra, she eats her strawberry and she gets the whipped cream and everything down her titties. So she's real messy. But that's how I imagine Phaedra giving head. I imagine Phaedra being nasty and messy and just like letting him like shoot all over her face and just like still like sucking it and going down on it and just licking the cum. Phaedra, as much as she want to be a Southern Belle, she's been nasty enough on the show that I realized that she's a little bit of, well, she ain't a little bit of freak, she's a lot of freak. So I think that's pretty much how it would look. It's just, you know, she just looked like, she probably looked like she needs a shower after she gives head. Like sticky, just sticky face. Kenya, when she's doing her strawberry, this is one of the things that made me just laugh out loud. Like probably my favorite moment on the show, where when Kenya's trying to eat her strawberry sexy, and you hear Phaedra call out, "Well, I know somebody might like it, but I know Walter didn't like it," or something like that. Somebody might like it, but it don't look like Walter do. That's what she said. And I fell out laughing. You know, because of course, then Kenya, that look on her face was priceless. When Kenya looked up like the devil, she looked like she was about to jump across that room and try and beat the shit out of Phaedra. And that was priceless because I don't think Kenya was ready for that. And then the relationship questions come up, and then Porsha admitted that she doesn't know how to win a fight because she's young. You know, she's transitioning from the 20s to 30s stage. She's still not a woman yet. She's sort of like a in between, that young woman, the one that's still referred to as the female. You know, when guys say, "Oh, you know, I'm dating this female," you know, not dating this woman, dating this lady. She's still in that age range where that's acceptable to be just referred to as a female. But she's learning, she's growing, and she needs to do this on time. These girls are trying to fast forward her to adult bitterness, you know. And then Kenya has some sort of question where she's talking about friends betraying each other. Okay, stallion booty, anyone? Friends betraying each other? I mean, if there's anybody who has caused the most controversy and shit going down on this show, has been Kenya Moore. So her acting so hurt about Phaedra, to me, it's just her acting. You know, her acting just like when she does shit about being upset about Walter. And that was pretty much the relationship. Neither one would apologize to each other, which even if they did, no one would have believed it anyway. And next week looks like it's going to be some shit. So outside of the Housewives of Atlanta, you know, a few things have been happening. I know that Kenya finally released her Stallion Booty video, I think this week or last week. And, well, I think it was last week or the week before, because they were talking about, on Straight from the A, controversy where she's saying her videos outsold Phaedra's, whereas Phaedra's, but it's, I'm not going to get into it, but when you go to Amazon and you release a book or a movie or something on there, it ranks daily, not an overall total. So if I sold 1 million books yesterday, and, you know, I sold, you know, 1 million a week for a week, and then the following week, okay, I only sold 100,000 because everybody who was rushing out to get my video went and got it. But I'm still selling. I'm still a top seller. I still sold 7 million videos last week. You know, then you come out and then you sell 1 million, but I sold 900,000. You know, then ranking wise, it's gonna look like you outsold me. But I sold 7 million more than you because my shit came out in January. Your shit coming out in March. So Straight from the A was trying to explain how she's using the numbers to sort of manipulate and make it look like her video outsold Phaedra's, when so far it really hasn't. It hasn't really been out long enough to really compare units sold. And here we go with this shit. I thought this was over. Kenya's going to win Fabulous video. It's cheap. You know, it's sort of like somewhere intermediate in quality. But, you know, I think that Phaedra did the right thing going with the guys who did Jane Fonda's workout videos, because her video looks extremely professional. And just looking at the Gone, I haven't seen Kenya's videos yet, but seeing the Gone with the Wind Fabulous video, if that's her production company, Phaedra, you did a good job by switching. But that's all I'm going to say about Real Housewives of Atlanta this week. Hopefully tonight I will be able to do my Love and Hip Hop review, so that it should be on by tomorrow morning. And Love and Hip Hop, I've got so much to say about that. You know, I think y'all probably know. If you don't know, they got nude pictures that dropped. The Love and Hip Hop franchise, I think almost the entire cast, except for a few people, have their nude pictures online now. But one of the cast members' nude pictures dropped, and I'm going to talk about that. One of the cast members got pregnant, possibly. I'm going to talk about that and some other things that I want to go over. And of course, Love and Hip Hop looks me off the chain tonight, so hopefully you will look at that review as well. And I will see you soon. Hope you enjoyed this video. And here's Kenya Moore with Gone with the Wind Fabulous. The full video.
Oh my God, you are so ugly. Oh, Don't make my husband come over here and line sack you, okay? Oh.
Making you relevant.
No, you're not making me relevant. You're not making me relevant. Who are you, sweetheart? I tried to look you up. I couldn't even Google you. You don't even have a Wikipedia.
Go read a book.
Wait a minute. Read a book? I can't read. What? How old are you? You're like 35. I mean, that is so old. I can't even do the arithmetic.
Oh. There's not a wrinkle on my face, child. And I look like I just stepped off the stage.
You were Miss USA. Miss USA for 1 year. That was only 265 days. You don't have a picture perfect life. You don't have a picture perfect life. You don't have a picture perfect
I'm gone
life.
with the wind,
You don't have
fabulous.
a picture
I'm
perfect
fabulous,
life.
honey.
You don't have a
I'm
picture
gone with the
perfect-
wind,
you don't have a picture
fabulous.
perfect life. You don't
I'm
have
gone with
a
the
picture
wind,
perfect
fabulous.
life.
I'm gone with the wind, fabulous. Look who's old and washed up now.
You say I'm fake. I say I'm fabulous. You say I'm old. I say I'm fabulous. You say I'm ghetto. I say I'm fabulous. You say I'm crazy. I say I'm fabulous. I'm gone with the wind, 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 fabulous. Now twirl, 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 twirl.
You say I'm ghetto.
And I say I'm fabulous.
You say I'm crazy. I'm going with the wind fabulous. 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 Now twirl, 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 twirl. Going with the wind fabulous. I'm going with the wind fabulous. I'm going with the wind fabulous. Now twirl, twirl, twirl.
I'm gone with the wind, fabulous. Now twirl, 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 twirl. You say I'm broke. I say I'm fabulous. You say I'm single. I say I'm fabulous. You say I'm done. I say I'm fabulous. You say I'm ugly. I say I'm fabulous. I'm gone with the wind, 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 fabulous. You don't wanna take me, I'm fabulous. You wanna shade me, I'm fabulous. You're gonna diss me, I'm fabulous. You're gonna miss me, I'm fabulous. I'm gone with the wind, 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 fabulous. Now twirl, 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 twirl. Side flirt, I'm fabulous. Don't get hurt, I'm fabulous. While you twerk, I'm fabulous. I work, 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 work. Side flirt, I'm fabulous. Don't get hurt, I'm fabulous. While you twerk, I'm fabulous. I work, 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 work. You can hate me, you can't break me. I don't need your man. I
Okay?